name is Alexandre N. I'm a future exchange student in Argentina. This video is for purpose to convince you to pick me as SCS ambassador.
In order to convince you that I'm a good ambassador, I must first define what a good ambassador is. And as every youth who's wondering something about anything, I googled it. You'd be impressed at all the results I came up. Well, exactly 4.5 million, but that's not the point. After looking at many of the results, I started to see some patterns describing what qualities a good ambassador has. I came upon those qualities: good communicator, diplomat, has an ability to adapt, is a fast learner, is broad-minded, a relationship builder, and of course, a good representative of his group. And I thought that the best way to convince you that I have those qualities would be by telling you my story. And before telling you my story, let me introduce the characters. And of course, the characters of my story are the members of my family, because without them, everything would have been different in my life. First, there's my father, whose job as an engineer has led our family the chance to live many adventures. My mother, who through her job as specialized educator, always took care of my sister and I. Then, there's my sister, who has always been a good friend to me when I needed one. My dog, because, well, I love my dog. And I'm very proud of my family because they make me who I am today. My story starts when I then came to this world on a quiet Sunday in August 1998. No one could have predicted then my passion to travel and to learn new languages. The first major event in my story happens in 2004, when I was only aged 6 years old. My parents decided it would be a great enriching experience for our family to go live for 1 year only in the north coast region of Quebec, in a town called Sept-Îles. At first for me it was hard to imagine that I would change school, make new friends, and that 1 year later I would leave them to go back to my old school. Also, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make new friends. I eventually learned I could make friends wherever I go, and not only my real friends would always be my friends no matter what. In the end, it turned out I made even more friends than I thought possible. So for that year only, I had the chance to experience the great pleasures of winter. All the great memories I made doing ski-doo and going to our family friends' cabins. There, I learned a little about the Inuit culture and about living in a very cold climate. The year went by without me even noticing it, and before I even realized it, we were back where we left only a year before. But I was changed. I had discovered adventure. In 2007, I decided to join the Boy Scouts. It may not seem as big as an adventure as all my other adventures, but being the Scouts prepared me for my life today by teaching me values that are still influencing my choices. Values like citizenship, compassion, cooperation, courage, faith, health and fitness, honesty, leadership, perseverance, positive attitude, resourcefulness, respect, and responsibility. All values that every ambassador should have. I lived my life normally, until in 2009 my parents consulted my sister and I to know if we'd like to go live in Dubai, the futuristic city in the Middle East. We were very eager to the proposal, and going to Dubai became a common dream in our family. This adventure was a kickstarter of my passion to travel. I learned about a culture so different from mine. The exchange in culture was very enriching. I also had my first occasion to live in a non-French speaking environment, where I had to start practicing English. The immersion helped me a lot to develop my language capabilities. Crazy buildings, the desert, the beach, the cultural exchange, the hot climate, weekly road trips, and not going to school for 5 months made the experience unforgettable. Not going to school for 5 months helped me become a better self-learner. For only 2 hours of self-learning in the morning, I came back to Quebec academically in advance regarding to the others. Check. During the 5 months in Dubai, I also had the chance to travel to Thailand, where I saw for the first time real poverty. It opened my eyes on how lucky I was. It really made me think about the inequalities in the world. Apart from that, the trip was still very fun. I saw amazing landscapes as beautiful as screensavers and animals we only see in zoos. I also realized how different and fascinating the Thailand culture was. In 2011, my dad proposed us to go live in Vancouver, but this time for 2 years. But before going, I had to improve my English. To do so, my parents sent me to a summer camp in Ottawa. But not a summer camp like the others. an international camp where I would have English classes during the whole day on campus of Carleton University. During that camp, I met people from South America, Europe, and even people from Asia. I made lots of friends, but this time friends from, well, everywhere. My roommate at that camp was Colombian. He was the first to introduce me to the Latin culture and to the beautiful language that is Spanish. The summer ended without me even realizing it. I was now moving to Vancouver. Fortunately, the camp wasn't enough for me to become fluent in English, which made me have to take ESL classes. In that class, I met many exchange students who were the first to expose me to the idea of going on an exchange. I was so determined to have normal classes that I made enormous efforts to learn English, which made that only after 5 months, I was completely fluent. The fact that Spanish classes were only available for students 2 years older than me didn't stop me from taking the class. Against all odds, I became the best student in my class. And apart from my studies, I had an amazing 2 years skiing and visiting the beautiful British Columbia. During the 2 years, I had the chance to go to Hawaii twice, and once again I saw amazing landscapes worth being screensavers. I also had the chance to go to Los Angeles, where I saw beaches, the famous Hollywood sign, and other beautiful beaches. In 2013, I decided I wanted to go on an exchange, so I started planning it. After browsing for the best exchange programs, I found SCS's, which I found its values very different from all the other exchange programs I came across. Its 3 major values being responsibility, safety, and quality, all values my parents and I thought very important in an exchange experience. I fixed myself goals for the exchange, the first being to learn Spanish, the second to become part of the Argentinian culture, the third to share my culture, and my fourth, well, to share my traveling experiences. During the last 3 years, I've also been studying in the international program, a program that has for goal to teach students to live, learn, and work in a rapidly globalizing world. Being in that program taught me how to be independent and learning, knowledgeable, open-minded, principled, caring, balanced, and reflective of my learning experience, as well as how to be a good communicator, a risk taker, and a good critical thinker, all qualities present in an ambassador. Coincidence? No, it's not. The IB program was first established for the ambassadors' families so that the education system would be more open to the world, though where I developed my ambassador-like qualities. In 2014, I'm finally going on my exchange. I wake up every day thinking I'm getting closer to the departure date. I can't wait to add pictures to this page of my story and to make the experience unforgettable. In the future, who knows what's gonna happen. But I believe it'll be good because I like to say that there are so many things to see. But I'm still planning to study architecture and to become a successful architect. Now that you know my story, you know where my communication skills, my diplomacy, my adapting ability, my learning ease, my broad-minded attitude, and my relationship building skills come from. The only quality that I didn't demonstrate in my story is my representing skills, because I can't give a better example than making this video representing me. Though, presenting the best ambassador, right? Thank you for considering me to be your future SDS ambassador. Trust me, you won't regret me.